Class 11th, Subject Physics, second chapter, Mathematical Methods. From this chapter, let us see the multiplication of factors. When a scalar is multiplied by a scalar, its product is always a scalar. On the other hand, when a scalar is multiplied by a factor, then the product is a factor. Similarly, when a factor is multiplied by a factor, then its product may be scalar or factor, and therefore there are two types of product of the factors. That is, first is the scalar product, or also it is called as dot product, and the second one will be the factor product or the cross product. Now let us see first the scalar product or dot product of the factors. Let us define it. The scalar product of two non-zero factors is defined as the product of the magnitudes of two factors and cosine of the angle between them. The scalar product of two non-zero factors is defined as the product of the magnitudes of two factors and cosine of the angle between them. Now let us see this one example. There are two vectors, vector p and vector q. Their scalar product or dot product will be written as vector p dot vector q, and whose result will be equal to, according to definition, the product of the magnitudes of two vectors and cosine of the angle between them, that is p q cos theta. So here theta will be the angle between vector p and vector q. Now let us see some of the characteristics of this scalar product. Characteristics of scalar product. The first characteristic will be stated as the scalar product of two factors is equivalent to the product of the magnitude of one vector and the component of the other vector in the direction of first vector. The scalar product of two vectors is equivalent to the product of the magnitude of one vector and the component of the other vector in the direction of first vector. And therefore, in order to explain this characteristic, let us consider two vectors, vector p and vector q, inclined by angle theta. Now let us draw a perpendicular from the endpoint of vector p on vector q. Similarly, a perpendicular from endpoint of the vector q on vector p. Then we will get these two right angle triangles. Let us consider first this right angle triangle. From this angle is theta. Cos of this angle will be equal to adjacent side upon hypotenuse, and therefore adjacent side will be equal to this hypotenuse into cos theta, and therefore this adjacent side of this angle theta will be equal to q into cos of this angle, that is q cos theta. Therefore this segment will represent q cos theta, that is the component of vector q along vector p. Similarly, from this triangle, again cos theta will be equal to adjacent side upon this hypotenuse, but in this case this adjacent side will be equal to hypotenuse into cos theta. Hypotenuse is p and cos theta, so p cos theta will be the value of this segment, that is, it is the component of vector p along this vector q, and therefore we can write vector p dot vector q equal to pq cos theta, that will be equal to p into q cos theta, and it is nothing but p into component of q along p, component of q along p. Now Similarly, we can write vector p dot vector q equal to qp cos theta, that is equal to q into p cos theta, which will be nothing but q into component of p along q, component of p along q. Now let us consider second characteristic. The scalar product obeys commutative law of vector multiplication. The scalar product obeys commutative law of vector multiplication. Mathematically, it will be given as vector p dot vector q equal to pq cos theta, that is equal to qp cos theta, and that will be equal to vector q dot vector p, that is according to this commutative law of vector multiplication, we can say that vector p dot vector q must be equal to vector q dot vector p. It is similar to that of 2 into 3 will be equal to 3 into 2. So that is the commutative law. Let us consider the third characteristic, that is the scalar product obeys distributive law of multiplication. The scalar product obeys the distributive law of multiplication. So mathematically it will be given as, for three different vectors, vector p dot vector q plus vector r will be equal to vector p dot vector q plus vector p dot vector r. So it is similar to that of 2 into 3 plus 4 will be equal to 2 into 3 plus 2 into 4. The answer will be the same. Now let us consider the fourth characteristic. Here we will have to consider some of the special cases of vector product. So some of the special cases of the scalar product we will have to consider. The first one will be if two vectors are parallel to each other. If two vectors are parallel to each other, that is angle between them theta will be equal to 0. Therefore we can write vector p dot vector q will be equal to pq cos theta, that will be equal to pq cos 0. But cos 0 is equal to 1, and therefore answer will be only pq, and therefore we can say that if the two vectors are parallel to each other, then their scalar product will be equal to product of their magnitudes. Similarly, second case, if two vectors are antiparallel, that is if the two vectors are antiparallel, then the angle theta will be equal to 180 degree, and therefore we can write vector p dot vector q equal to pq cos theta equal to pq cos 180, but cos 180 is minus 1, and therefore product will be minus pq. So if the two vectors are antiparallel, then their scalar product will be equal to negative product of their magnitudes. Third case, if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, that is theta will be equal to 90 degree. Then in this case, vector p dot vector q will be equal to pq cos theta equal to pq cos 90, but cos 90 equal to 0, and therefore vector p dot vector q will be equal to 0. That means if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then their scalar product is equal to 0. The converse of that will be given as, if the scalar product of two vectors is equal to 0, then the vectors must be perpendicular to each other. If you consider the unit vectors, then I, j, j, k, k, these are parallel vectors, and therefore I cap dot I cap will be equal to j cap dot j cap equal to k cap dot k cap equal to 1. And for all others which are perpendicular to each other, that is I cap dot j cap equal to j cap dot k cap equal to k cap dot I cap will be equal to 0. Now let us consider the next important characteristic, that is scalar product is expressed in terms of the rectangular components. The scalar product will be expressed in terms of the rectangular components. So for that, let us consider two vectors, vector p and vector q, in terms of rectangular components, and therefore vector p will be given as px I cap plus py j cap plus pz k cap, and vector q will be given as qx I cap plus qy j cap plus qz k cap. Now let us consider the product of these two, that is scalar product will be written as vector p dot vector q will be equal to px I cap plus py j cap plus pz k cap dot qx I cap plus qy j cap plus qz k cap. Now each term of this vector p will be multiplied by all these three terms of vector q, and therefore we can write vector p dot vector q equal to pxi into qx I cap plus qy j cap plus qz k cap plus py j cap into qx I cap plus qy j cap plus qz k cap, and plus pz k cap into qx I cap plus qy j cap plus qz k cap. So all the three terms of vector p are multiplied by three terms of vector q, and therefore vector p dot vector q will be written as, taking product of unit vectors, we will get I cap dot I cap into px qx plus I cap dot j cap into px qy plus I cap dot k cap into px qz plus j cap dot I cap into py qx plus j cap dot j cap py qy plus j cap dot k cap py qz plus k cap dot I cap pz qx plus k cap dot j cap pz qy plus k cap dot k cap pz qz. So all the terms of vector p are multiplied by all the terms of the vector q, and therefore we know the products of the unit vectors, and therefore we can write here I cap dot I cap will be equal to j cap dot j cap equal to k cap dot k cap equal to 1, and for all other products it will be equal to 0, and therefore we can write vector p dot vector q equal to px qx plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus py qy plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus pz qz. So only for these three terms there will be a finite product, and therefore we can write vector p dot vector q equal to px qx plus py qy plus pz qz. So this will be the proof of this property, that is scalar product of two vectors p and q will be written in terms of rectangular components. So vector p dot vector q equal to px qx plus py qy plus pz qz. And now let us see the second last characteristic, that is if vector p equal to vector q, that is two vectors are equal, then vector p dot vector q equal to either p square or q square we will get. And then let us consider the last characteristic. If we take vector a dot vector b minus vector c, then that product is equal to 0 if vector a dot vector b minus vector c equal to 0, then we can say that either vector b minus vector c equal to 0, so that product will be 0, or vector a is perpendicular to vector b minus vector c, because already we know that if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then their scalar product is equal to 0.